I got a crucial piece of the puzzle wrong, and I called someone a liar who apparently didn't lie about
overly populated that it will tip over.
Maybe Matthew Livesberger made the ultimate sacrifice as a hero, trying to get the word out about TBI, and that would explain why he chose a Cybertruck.
Individual that I've spoken to that knows him, there's not a snowball's chance in hell that he would have flown off the rails to this extent.
All right. This gets more complicated by the minute. So Ryan McBeth, the intel expert, comes out and apologizes. Okay, I understand. You've probably seen that. Shawn is outraged. Got the legal tweet drafted at him. We'll get to that. But the flip here is Ryan said he was wrong, but yet hear me out that Matt was so super secret squirrel that he made all this stuff up to highlight PTSD. And now I think the FBI is good because they confirmed the Shawn Ryan email. That's a thing, too. You got to see this to believe it. Stand by. All right, we got to twist in the Shawn Ryan tweet. This is very important to this whole timeline. I'm going to summarize it here. Here's Shawn. You damaged my credibility unnecessarily. It was false info. That type of recklessness is irresponsible, especially for a former intelligence analyst. And I hope moving forward, you'll keep that in mind, as it will now take some time to reestablish my credibility because of what you've done to me. Woo. That said, I accept your apology. I'm always 100% transparent with my audience. So in the future, if you have questions, blah, blah, blah. All right, let's set the timeline. Just don't leave. Bear with me. Shawn drops the manifesto because he thinks the FBI will cover it up. That's what he said. It'll get memory old. We've seen that. He drops it as a true email. We found out it's true later. Okay, it's true. We got an email with very fanciful shit in there. We got anti-gravitic drones over the White House, unlimited payload, alleged war crimes. So that seemed like a reach to me. If I had to guess, I asked 10 people, do you think they're like the movie Independence Day drones over the White House, or we think that Matt had a mental breakdown? Most people would say mental breakdown. Shawn runs with that. Ryan says, complete bullshit. Email's fake. FBI the next day, remember, we're breaking this. Shawn's breaking this to keep it from the FBI. That next day, the FBI says the email's real, and now it's real. Okay? I'm not passing judgment, just going with the facts. Shawn is still never addressing the PTSD issue, which clearly that was the actual theme of the whole thing, right? That Matt had a mental breakdown. Let's go to Ryan's weird take on this 3D underwater chest. Stand by.
New information has just come to light regarding Matthew Livesberger and his tragic demise outside of the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas. I know a lot of you were waiting for this video, but I wanted to make sure I had all of my ducks in a row.
Right.
I got a crucial piece of the puzzle wrong, and I called someone a liar who apparently didn't lie about an email they received.
I know another YouTuber doing an ad. Just hear me out for a sec. You may be able to use this. The Fed has dropped interest rates, so you need to call American Financing today. I actually talked to these people. Family-owned company. When I refinance, I've done it. That's how I started my business, but I'll shut up. Let me keep going. Don't leave. Now is the perfect time to consider debt consolidation, reduce your monthly expenses. American Finance's family-owned mortgage lender who has been in business for 25 years. American Financing is helping homeowners gain access to equity in their homes to pay off higher interest debt. Seems like a no-brainer, right? You got higher debt here, you can refinance. Doesn't cost you anything to deal with these guys. No downside. Save some money, bro. They've helped hundreds of thousands of people pay off their high interest debt, and some customers are saving $100 a month. That's like a $10,000 a year raise. Some customers are closing in fast as 10 days. Their mortgage consultants are salary-based. I think that's important. They're not just pushing you in to make a bonus, right? I said that last time. I think it's important. There's no downside here the way I see it. Like I say, I did this when I started my first business. So I made my bazillions. So there's no incentive to put you into a loan that doesn't make sense. That's what the salary-based people. Costs nothing to find out how much you can save. If you start today, you could be able to delay 2 mortgage payments. American Financing is not like a big bank. They're in it for you. This could be a deduction for you, whereas credit cards are not deductible. Important. Call now. 866-336-5030. That's 866-336-5030. AmericanFinancing.net/Jamesons. Put all the stuff on the screen. It's a wise move if you got high interest debt. Think about it. Thanks. We'll keep going.
Now, after the tragedy in Las Vegas, a man named Sam Shoemate went on the Shawn Ryan podcast.
All right, so I'm not going to do the whole thing for you. I'll link to all this. Ryan brings on this guy, an expert, tracks it all around the internet. Email, the phone numbers, all real. Okay, we think we got that covered because the FBI said it. He goes through a whole litany of weird spy shit, creepy stalker shit, right?
Since I had that email address in hand, I then took it to the next step. So I went to one of my favorite OSINT tools called OSINT Industries. Now, using that tool, I ran the email address that was provided, and I found some really interesting pieces of information. So the first thing that we're able to see here is that this email address was registered for a variety of different services and platforms online.
But the takeaway here for me is the thing about the PTSD, because to me, that's the story. The guy just had a breakdown. Now, remember, too, Shawn's video on this, check it out. Shawn did the video. No one would have clicked on Sam's shoemate. No one would have cared. Shawn went on Twitter and was like, you have to watch this 45 minutes. It's groundbreaking. I'm disappearing. He made it into a big deal, right? A huge deal. Was it a big deal? Just, that's the facts, right? Nothing but the facts, sir. And it did way more views than the Trump videos. This is a very popular video. I don't think anybody came out, except for Ryan here, and said Shawn lied about the email. So I'm not sure how it damaged Shawn's credibility, because I heard nobody say that Shawn was lying about the email, whether he got it or not. Now, his interpretation of the email is where I go, how did you miss that? Let's keep going. Let's see. Ryan's got a weird take on this.
So right there, we have a guy who looked fine on the outside, but on the inside, he might have been dealing with PTSD, or post-traumatic stress disorder, or TBI, traumatic brain injury.
Okay.
So he might have crafted an email and sent it to the right people who would want to break the story, but leave breadcrumbs for others in the Special Forces community that could cast doubt. Maybe Matthew Livesberger made the ultimate sacrifice as a hero, trying to get the word out about TBI, and that would explain why he chose a Cybertruck and went out of his way not to hurt anybody. You know, someone from the family of Matthew Livesberger reached out to me and to thank me for pushing back against exploiting this tragedy. And even though the more I think about it, the more I think that maybe Matthew Livesberger knew that the content beast, the rage beast, the conspiracy beast must be fed by men. But if you can take that conspiracy theory message and secretly embed your true intentions, well, then maybe you can get to the right people, and after careful analysis, the truth will come out.
Whoa. So the guy who had a mental illness, psych meds, you've heard all that reporting, had a breakdown, who offed himself in front of a Vegas hotel, hurt 7 people. Okay, that guy was so well thought through. Ryan goes through all these receipts. Check it out. I'll link to it in the description. So well thought out that he made up this fanciful email for people to sift through to get to PTSD. Why not just say, I've got really terrible PTSD. I'm struggling here. That's why I off myself. Why wouldn't Matthew just say that? He can do the whole thing with the car in front of the Las Vegas sign or wherever, but just say that. Release a video that comes out when he's offs himself saying that we got a PTSD problem. That would do way more traction, this weird secret fucking Jason Bourne shit that Ryan's presenting. I don't think any of that is true. Shawn has yet, that I've seen to this moment in time, to say the real takeaway here is Valhalla did it.
All right, guys, I'm going to be real with you up front. If it sounds like I'm angry in this video, it's because I am.
Hey, Matt had a really bad PTSD problem that we don't know how to fix any of this by dumping psych meds on. This was TRICARE's case, Modern Medicine's case. We don't know his medical record. We know none of that. We don't know medication he was on. We know nothing beyond clearly he snapped and offed himself. We know that much. This is odd. Ryan's flips. The guy's got a huge fan base. This whole thing was made on Ukraine simping. You know, get on that Ukraine money train. Sure, he's a decent guy, but Shawn got the legal tweet crafted. Did you see that? Tim Palatori wrote that. You damaged my reputation. Did this damage Shawn's reputation by somebody questioning an email? Shawn waded in and wanted to be Tucker Carlson. If he just stuck with being Joe Rogan, he's fine. He wanted to be Tucker, and that's a dangerous game because you may get information that doesn't always work out as you thought. That's just the nature of the beast. Question for you. Since some dipshit on YouTube said I have an opinion, let me tell you my opinion. I told you. But the question is it super secret PTSD message? Do you think the gravitic drones are real still? Unlimited payload, the border stuff. Is Shawn going to come out and talk about the PTSD? I mean, holy mackerel. We'll see you.